Kal Al Yahawashem Yahawashi Bahashem Rakakadash, all praise, honor, and glory goes to the Most High Yahweh in the name of his Son Yahawashi, lifting up the holy, glorious, wonderful, blessed name of Yahweh Bahashem Yahawashi above all things in the universe, the heavens and the earth. And just wanted to come with a quick lesson. This is from 1 Peter 1 in the Contemporary English Version. And I could read the whole thing because the whole thing is so awesome, but I'm just going to hit some major points. I'm going to start in verse 6. It says, "On that day you will be glad, even if you had to go through many hard trials for a while." It says, "Your faith will be like gold that has been tested in a fire. And these trials will prove that your faith is worth much more than gold that can be destroyed. They will show that you will be given praise and honor and glory when Yahawashi Mashiach returns." So those that are going through things, those tough straits, those tough trials, and you call on the name of Yahawashi Yahawashi in truth and sincerity, teaching sound doctrine, if you're a man helping out administration, women putting their husbands first, totally being obedient, children believing in the name and also trusting in their parents that are in the truth. If you're of that fold of the hopeful elect, that trials you're going through is going to be very valuable. It says more valuable than gold. And we know pure gold is the most valuable thing on this earth, as far as man. This fiat that we have, this money that we have in our pockets is nothing. The digital coin, whatever, is nothing. It's really the gold and silver, the precious metals that really are more valuable on this earth. I just did listen to a brother's video today about how they're going to be removing certain notes of the United States dollar away from the banks, away from major corporations such as Walmart and Target. These times are happening. This is real. What the prophets have been talking about is happening. Yet going back to the scripture, we know that what the real value is on this earth, according to man, is the precious metals. But it says your faith is going to be more valuable than that. And that's something that you got to understand these last days, because as we keep pushing on, it's going to be, unless you have the Spirit on you, unless you really focus on Yahawashi Yahawashi in the way you're supposed to, unless you're really, trying to build your faith up, a lot of these different trials, a lot of these different situations that they're placed in, it's going to be hard to have faith because faith is something that you can't see anyway. You got to just believe. You got to have total trust in Yahawashi Yahawashi and His Word. And that's why I'm reading this in this contemporary English version, because it's kind of just putting things out there on a simple basis for the simple. Sometimes we can be simple too, but the KJV is definitely helps us get the dark sayings a little bit better. But some of these versions help out with the simpleness of it all. It says your faith will be like gold that has been tested in fire, and these trials will prove that your faith is much more than gold that can be destroyed. They will show that you will be given praise and honor and glory when Yahawashi Mashiach returns, and that's what's going to show you your honor, your glory, your praise, and that you're going to receive for those hopeful elect members that trust in Yahawashi to the end. I want to jump down into let's go down to verse, because like I said, you can read this whole chapter, but I just want to hit some major points. It says, I'll start in verse 11. It's talking about the prophet. It says, the spirit of Hamashiach was in them, talking about the prophets before, was telling them how Hamashiach would suffer and would then be given great honor. So they searched to find out exactly who Hamashiach would be and when this would happen. That's what a lot of the prophets are doing now. Though we know who he is through the scriptures, we're bringing out, the men of the Lord are bringing out, the men of the Lord, because I pray above that number, bringing out what's going to happen in these last days, the prophecies. It says, but they were told they were serving you and not themselves. And this is a direct message to his hopeful elect these days. It's saying that they were serving you. They preached to you by the power of the Rakakadash, who was sent from heaven, and their message was only for you, even though angels would like to know more about it. You see? So you got to take responsibility of that, knowing that this message is sent for a select few, his hopeful elect, and is sent so that so that we can be prepared. As it keeps going on, it says, jump down to let's start in verse 18. It says, you were rescued from the useless way of life you learned from our ancestors. And that's what we're living. We're living like a useless time. We're in a useless time period right now. Everything doesn't make sense. Everything is backwards. Everything is set behind the bar that is of Yahweh's commands and his law is way behind. It's like I said, backwards. It says, you were rescued by the precious blood of Hamashiach. Let's go back. It says, you were rescued from the useless way of life you learned from our ancestors, but you were not rescued by such things as silver or gold that don't last forever. Going back to what we were talking about, you were rescued by the precious blood of Hamashiach, that spotless and innocent lamb. It says, Hamashiach was chosen even before the world was created, and that's what the prophet's been teaching. But because of you, he did not come until these last days. And the last days actually started when he came the first time. But we know now that he's speaking directly to the hopeful elect at this time. Because we see all these prophecies continue to unfold. They're moving closer and closer to releasing that micro-CHIP. Countries are looking to get ready to blast off those ICBM missiles. And those are the two major things. And they're right at the corner. And a stale mind, a mind that has no insight, that does not work with the Rakakadash, they might get fearful. They might get even rebellious because they realize that time is about to end. So they might have a rebellious spirit. They might have a fearful spirit. But that's not how you want to be reacting right now. You want to be obedient children. If you jump up a little bit, I hate to go back up, but I just want to show you this. It says it right here. It says in verse 13, be alert and think straight. Put all your hope in Yahweh. Put all your hope in how Yahweh will treat you with undeserved grace when Yahawashi appears. Behave like obedient children. Don't let your lives be controlled by your desires as they used to be. And that rebellious spirit is a desire. It's a desire because it's hopeless. It's hopelessness. When you have no hope, you tend to rebel. You tend to not, give in to the things that you tend to want to give into the things that you really want to do, your pleasures, and even though you may not know it's not right. Or then if you got that fearful spirit on you, then you just afraid just to do anything, and you don't even do the work. You don't do anything that's right when it comes to love. You're so fearful of every last little thing that's happening. And that's the type of spirit that's going on with our people, you so-called African Americans, so-called Native Americans, so-called Latinos. You're choosing one or the other. Either you're being rebellious and, have that come-a-lot spirit, or you're fearful and you turn into Trump, And, it's really sad. It's really disgusting when you really think about it. But the prophecies have been out there to teach us that this was going to happen. And I just want to jump into one more thing. It says, you obeyed the truth and your souls were made pure. Now you sincerely love each other, but you must keep on loving with all your heart. So you can't switch attitudes. You can't switch sides. You can't switch into the thought process thinking that, I got to defend. I got to just live for myself. You got to still continue to pray for the saints, the elect. You got to continue to do what you can for the elect. Once again, if you of able body and you're called to preach the word or bring it out or teach any kind of way, you want to continue just to do that without any without worrying about who's listening, not worry about who's going to change, because it's only for the elect anyway. If you're not able body for whatever reason, maybe you have a disability, your time is really stacked with things of the world. The Father has you in a place where you may not be able to be around the brethren as much. You're just helping out with administration. You want to do that. You want to give what you can. If it's time, money, if it's encouragement, prayers, whatever it is, on a consistent basis though. Not just like here and there, but daily, hourly if you can. For the women, we know that Eve sinned first. We know she was so susceptible to temptations. And that's why it didn't take Shaitan much to get her. Satan was able just to tell her, this looks better than this. No, he did not say that, and she was allowed to be beguiled. So since we know Eve is like that, you want to be trusting your husband. You want to put all your faith, all your trust, and put him first more than your own desires and own needs. Because if you do that, then you're showing the Father that you're in order. He says the men have to put Yahawashi first, and then you want to give up on all the things of the world that women love. That can trick their minds. You don't want to put your faith in fashion. You don't want to put your faith in sex. You don't want to put your faith in money. You want to put your faith in Yahawashi. And most of our women are pretty much gone. So all you have to do really, if you're a woman, see how most of the women are and be totally opposite. Look at all the women of the world, especially the black woman. See how they react to things. See how they get attitudes. See how they respond to things, and act totally opposite according to what the scriptures say. And then lastly, the children. Children that have their parents in the truth. Every child doesn't have both parents in the truth, but you believe in the name. And we know that ultimately children are going to be children. They're still going to have different growing pains and things like that. But we still got to know that if you know the name and you call and you're praying Yahawashi, that you want to make sure that you are trusting your parents in the truth. And that's it. Just wanted to jump into the 1 Peter 1. Read the whole chapter. I was reading in the CV. Like I said, it's to break it down a little more simpler. But it's definitely a very encouraging chapter for those that are seeking Yahawashi in these last days. So with that, just want to give all praise, honor, glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahawashi, Bahashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to all the apostles, elders, teachers, preachers, priests that came before me, taught me this truth, starting with the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, who are the true prophets of Yahawashi, whether you like it or not. And they were taught by their apostles and elders before them. And Shalom, peace be to you holy elect out there. Till next time, Yahweh willing.